Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. The whole crew is in the house, including a guest. Thanks for hanging out with us. It is September 3rd. 41 revolutions around the sun for me. I usually don't give a shit about my birthday, but as I get older, it becomes an excuse to hang out with my buddies, and it's just not that day. It's like that week kind of becomes an excuse to hang out with the people that you don't see very often. You get messages from, you know what I mean? It's like a cooler thing now that I'm getting older. So
happy birthday. I didn't even know it was your birthday.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Happy birthday, man.
Yeah. So it was nice, man. I had a good time. I just got off of Whatnot doing a rando sale.
How was it?
It was nice, man. I made I made like $400, and I sold books for $400 of the amount, and in like an hour, and people got some really good deals, and it was a lot of fun. I saw a lot of people hanging out, and I will say this: they gotta figure some stuff out, man. They gotta figure out that sound issue.
I figured it out already.
Yeah,
what?
Get off your Samsung.
Yeah, I figured it out.
See, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I mean, if I hook my mic up to it, I sound great. It's
something internal with the phone. It's not picking up the outside mic or whatnot. But it only happens to Galaxy users, not Android.
Man. And so I tried to. I got this USB headset that has a mic, like a phone thing on it. And I tried that and hooked it up to my Bluetooth, and it wouldn't work that way either. So, man, they got to figure that shit out. I get it. Anyways.
Well, I use that, and it works for me.
You got an Android. I mean, you got a...
Yeah, I have a Galaxy, too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch.
So...
Anyways.
I'm the only iPhone user here.
No, I got an iPad, so we're kind of like cousins.
Well, you're only doing that because you want to make it work, but...
Yeah.
Technology cousins.
82 people live. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Everybody that hung out with me on Whatnot, thank you for hanging out with me over there. Hopefully, this is your first time checking out the show. If that is the case, please hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell. We drop content every night of the week, including shows by this guy, Yeezy Yee, who is rocking the Dealer Flipside and working on the prospect list with the Modern Playbook Boys. And of course, we're always joined by Ben S., the writer of the Hot 10 at comicbookinvest.com, and the one and only Mighty Mel V with its Drunken Chat Son. Mel, what's going on tonight over there at Drunken Chat? Just more late night hijinks?
No. We actually have like a legitimate comic guest.
Ooh,
nice.
Like legit. Like people gonna love this. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. The guy from Hard Case.
Oh, not Hard Case. Who?
Garden Honey.
Okay, nice.
The creator.
Wow.
Sick.
Nice.
I'm glad Lucas sent me that link.
Yeah. So
Charles, I'll see you in a minute, brother.
Yeah. People are all wondering what's up with the mop and stuff in the back. Mel is in New York.
New York, baby.
Yeah, he's got craziness going on over there, but it sounds like him and the family are okay. You guys doing good?
Yeah, just gonna be dealing with mold in about a month, but other than that,
hey, don't even speak that into the world. Don't even speak that into the world.
It's coming.
Well, listen, we're already at 105 live, and I want to thank every one of you guys that are hanging out with us live tonight. I see you all in the chat. I appreciate you guys. You guys make this a lot of fun. This community is everything, and doing this stuff and having fun doing it is everything. So I see a lot of people in there. What up, Glenn Howard? Appreciate you too. Chad Cave, Hartman Sports Cards, Troy Williams, Brad Selden Esquire, Flame Brain Comics, Doc Joe, Invite to Raid 66, Immortal. I saw Immortal in there. Major Jones, AOA, Jonathan Hall. What up, Hive Comics? Shout out to Hive Comics.
What up, baby?
and everybody else, Manny the Comic Collector, Empire Comics, like all you guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Shout out to Corporate Commander Girl for making me this awesome shirt. Comic Speculator.
Yeah, she's always killing it.
It's honest work, baby. It's honest work. So.
Yeah, baby.
One of one.
One of one. What do you mean? She needs to start selling that.
No, she needs to keep making a 101.
Oh, okay. Listen, we have an amazing list tonight that we're going to talk about. I had some people hit me up from last week's almost 10 list, as talking about the Thorn Tales from the Lantern book, which is like first Jeff Smith Bone stuff, super rare stuff. And he goes, how is that not on the top 10? And sure enough, he was a super fan just like us and had 3 copies of Thorn Tales from the Lantern. 3. Couldn't believe it, but he was stoked when I explained to him that the way the Almost 10 works is these are books that are more meant to showcase recent sales and might be books that the collector might not know about. Not something that's selling a ton of issues, maybe that's should be on the list yet. Maybe just one sale of something that's super rare. Just interesting books. And those are the books we get into first. I want to say thanks to Joe's Doolin, who's got one of the greatest avatars ever, Doc Ellis, man of my own heart. And that's rare for me to say, threw a no-hitter on LSD. And that being said, let's get into the Almost 10. All right. The number one or the first book on the Almost 10 this week is a oldie but goodie arcade game that most of us on this panel know about, Dragon's Lair #2 from Arcana Press. But this one's interesting. This is the sketch variant for #2.
I didn't even know there was a sketch variant for this book.
No, no. The regular issue is something that is super hard to find, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so then to find an incentive variant for this is even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't even know this book existed, but
you remember playing this game? I hated this game so much.
I wanted to beat that game so much, but man, it just ran every quarter I had because I could not figure it out. I just couldn't do it. Now, of course, have you watched the walkthroughs now?
Yes, all the time.
Like, this is all I had to do. You fuck.
Yeah, gosh, man.
Yeah, right.
I remember trying to play it. I mean, you see the demo, and then, Mom, can I get a quarter? Put the quarter in. No idea what you're supposed to be doing. Just press a button, trying to move the guy. It just didn't work. That's the Space Ace.
Yeah. Dave's collection says he had this game on Sega CD. I forgot that they put it on Sega CD.
No, you know what? I had the game on actual DVD and used the remote control to play it. That's how technology just advanced.
Oh, wow. Chad Cave says I was a Dragon's Lair champ back in the 80s, could finish every time on a quarter. You must have a photographic memory or something, man. Right? All right. And Glenn Howard says he played it at Chuck E. Cheese. Amen, Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, man, I played it at Putt Golf.
Putt.
Because that was where the arcade, because you could get 100 tokens for $10.
Yeah.
Hey, and Ben, I saw Brian put that up there. Ben, thank you for the super chat.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate you.
Putt was my first job, and it was so much fun, like being in charge of the arcade, because then like you're unjamming coin machines because they use tokens, and then like people always try to put quarters in there, so it's like kind of like, oh, cool.
How old are you?
I'm 35.
I think you're old. I think you're a vampire.
Shout out to Planet Arizona Comics. They say Starfighters Arcade in Mesa had a Dragon's Lair. Almost 40 years later, the game is still impossible. There was a putt place here in Arizona called Golf and Stuff. They're now called Castles and Coasters, but Golf and Stuff was my arcade dream back in the 80s, man. They put in a roller coaster right next to one of the big canals here in Phoenix. And then one year there was a floating head in the canal. I shit you not.
Wow.
All right, on to the next book.
Oh, did you say how much this sold for?
No, well, God, yeah, $300 plus.
$330 raw for a sale for this. So I don't know if you're ever going to find this, but if you do,
Don't leave it.
Do not leave this. Yeah.
Shout out to Arcana, the first publisher, I believe, to print Ant by Mario Gully. All right, next almost 10 book. Star Wars fans.
Look at that look on Mel's face. What?
Star Wars fans, here's a newer one. Star Wars Age of Republic, the Anakin Skywalker number 1 in 10 photo variant. $100 raw.
He was just never Vader to me.
Well, now that he's going to be back, you
He
know,
still won't be Vader to me.
not there. When he was all dark and demented, man, if he was just a little bit better of an actor and they wrote that script a little bit better, it would have been awesome, dude. It would have been great.
He wasn't Vader to me. He was just like a dick.
Yeah, I like him, dude.
Is this as bad as the C-3PO card?
No,
The
no.
where he's holding the hilt and everything.
I can't believe this is a $100 book. And then you try and find it, and there's like none available. Like, I mean, apparently nobody has this anywhere, right?
Well, that is true. Flame Brain says he's supposed to be at New York City Comic Con. I know he's been showing up at a lot of different signings throughout the country. So
Great book to sign. Yeah, great book to sign. All right, next book, one that I love, and if anybody out there comes across any cheap Homies books, let me know. I'm your guy. Homies, if you guys don't watch the Monday night show, Tales from the Flipside, flagship show, we do a market report on there every Monday, and the past couple months, these Homies figures have been showing up in the market report, man, because they're nostalgia for me. And I totally didn't know that they had a comic until Stein found one out in his searches.
NYCC variant.
Yeah. I gotta get those books, man. So here is Homies, another Homies book for all the Homies fans. Homies number 2, the 1 in 15 black and white variant. How were there stores that bought 15 copies of this?
No,
I can't imagine. Apparently not, because I mean, trying to actually find other like comp sales on this is ridiculous.
Wonder World Comics. Dennis says, Homies, God, I wish I never seen one. What are you talking about, man? Those were great in the quarter machines growing up, man, in the 90s and the early 2000s. Woo.
Yeah. Remember that in elementary school?
There's a Homies documentary.
Yes, it's awesome on YouTube. The guy,
Cover Lever said that. Yeah,
he made a ton of money doing it, and then it just fell out. The whole making money off of those little candy machines and those quarter machines, but that guy made so much money off of them and went broke. Sinister Titan, Sinister Titan says, Homies, I still have my Homies from when I was a kid. Take a look at what they're selling for on eBay. It'll blow you away.
I can't imagine that I still have those anywhere, even in like my old stuff. I can't imagine I've got any of these left.
Yeah, I got the first series, I think, still, and that's about it. And I think I got like the DJ, and I like the one where it's boots and a rifle, like how they for a soldier that's passed away, they did boots and a rifle one that was really cool. Shout out to Darth Lopez.
$64. What?
Oh yeah, man. Any of those Homies books, man, they sell. If you see them, you got to buy them.
Baby whale.
They all sell well. It's crazy, right?
So, is HOMIEZ or S?
S. HOMIES.
This is insane.
Yeah, that's what the almost 10 is, man. It's those good ones.
Just bringing you stuff, you're like, what?
Yeah. Next book on the almost 10, Kaiju Score was on the list recently, and this is Kaiju Score number 1, the 3rd print. What's the deal with this, Ben?
I'm not really sure. So it's selling for like 10 to 15, but the listings are saying that it's limited to 2,000 copies. Does anybody have any idea?
Yeah, somebody's probably reading.
Is that wrong? Well, I've never heard of Aftershock saying, limiting it. It's not like a store variant, so I have no idea why they're saying that. But if anybody else who's the actual retailer has any idea what that means,
Dennis.
The retailer that knows everything. Yeah. That I do want to remind everybody, shout out to all the retailers that are big parts of this community. We saw Hive Comics in the chat. We seen Dennis from Wonder World Comics in the chat. Jesse James Comics is always hanging out with us, and they're always giving us the real deal on what's going on in the retail world when we're just professional podcasters and not comic book professionals, I guess. So they are the professionals. So shout out to them and any other retailers out there. We appreciate you. I do want to give a big shout out to Bird City Comics.
Yes,
I got some cool stuff to talk about a little later in the show, but this is an interesting one for all you retailers. Let us know if there's anything interesting about it. We'll keep an eye on the chat.
I'm still blown away by Homies.
Yeah. Yeah. How about this one? If anybody saw Monday's show, Tales from the Flipside show, J.G. Jones was on the show. Shout out to another great retailer friend of ours, Wanted Comics. Drew at Wanted Comics gave us our fanboy moment along with a little bit of a fanboy moment of his own, and got J.G. Jones to come on the show because J.G. Jones did an amazing exclusive cover for Drew on Primordial #1. You guys go check it out, Wanted Comics. Really great cover. But we brought this cover up with JG, talking about it. We asked our people in our chat and stuff to tell us some of their favorite books. And I can't remember who did it. Maybe Doc Joe or Robert Fordham talked about this cover and how, and even Sean was talking, Big Leg was talking about how this book is so hard to find. Wonder Woman #28, the steampunk variant, if I remember correctly, right, Ben?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what's going on here?
A CGC 9.4, not a 9.6, not a 9.8, a 9.4 sold for $950.
Wow.
For a 9.4. That's basically going to put a 9.8 at a $2,000 book or more, right?
Wow.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, right? I mean, for a DC New 52 book, that's big money. I mean, this is awesome. This book is, I like most of these steampunks, but this one is definitely the best of the best.
I met J.G. Jones at in Baltimore. The first year I went to Baltimore, I talked to for like about half hour, 40 minutes. Great guy, great storyteller.
Yeah, super nice guy.
Yeah.
Been through a lot, been through hell and back. And he is back to work, and I'm super stoked for that. And comic fans, especially comic collectors and fans pure at heart. J.G. Jones is the artist. So
Cool
good
guy.
stuff. Next book on the Almost 10, another interesting one that I remember, but at the time I didn't think about picking it up. And this is Deathstroke #16. Great looking cover, just your basic A cover, if I remember correctly. And it's selling for about $309.8.
$300 9.8. Yeah. Now Deathstroke had some news this week, right? With is it a show? Is that or?
Let me take a look here.
But this one's people have wanted this one because it is kind of a cool, Deathstroke Red Hood cover.
Yeah.
So it is, and it's, if you try and find it in the back issue bins, you generally don't find this one. But,
well, there is rumors of an HBO Max series in development at Warner Brothers. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how long that rumor lasts. But that would be really freaking cool if they could pull it off, man.
I like picking up issues from this run because Tyler Kirkham does some of his early work is in this.
So. Yeah, and this is a great Red Hood Deathstroke cover. Really cool book.
Yeah, and I would probably be looking at other Deathstroke, some of the variants and stuff that he has out. That some of them are, especially like from that Deathstroke New 52 run, like issues 3, 4, 5. There was some really cool variants. There was Tony Daniel did some of the covers on the A ones, and so like the second they did some second prints that had the red background. It looks really cool with with that Tony Daniel stylized Deathstroke cover. So I'd be looking, probably if you see any of those, I would probably pick those up cheap as well.
Yeah. All right, the next book on the list is a book that went absolutely bazonkers this week. Kind of made me a little sad. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, the first print, a 9.8 sold this week. Was it a 9.8?
9.8.
And what did it sell for there, Ben?
$245,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Mel, you can go pull that one out of your stash and get rid of it now.
Yeah.
I remember I begged my mother to buy this. She said, I'm not paying $100 for no comic. She's probably rolling around in her grave right now, the shit out of the book.
That's a lot of money. I mean, I didn't even check the census on this. I know there's not many of them. I'd have to look at the census, but that's a big dollar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many of these are in 9.8 condition though. Like
probably not. How many are in the census for 9.8? Chat, let us know.
Yeah, I didn't look at the chat, or I didn't look at. Forgot to look up the census, but yeah, I think the highest all time prior to this, on GPA was 90, so it went from 90 to 245.
And what was the estimated print run you think on these?
I don't know. Cover Lover Comments asking exactly that. What was the print run on the first editions again?
Yeah, good question.
For 9.8, there's 34 for the first print. 30 blue labels, 1 green label, and 3 signature series.
Wow.
I seen a signature series that had sketches all over it in different colors.
Oh my gosh, why would you do that?
Oh man, it almost made me sick. Yeah, so 3,000 it looks like on the print run is what some people are saying. So yeah, shout out to our chat. Some of smartest.
I remember as a kid, these were not easy to come by.
6,000 on the second.
So there's a third of them are graded. There's a 1,044 total graded.
I mean, I can't imagine. Because of counterfeiting and stuff like that. I can't imagine why you would ever buy this raw.
That's the road I was going down. After see what's going on with that video game, a 9.8 in this.
Well, listen, I'm not saying don't be smart and vigilant on what you're spending your money on. I'm saying that, but I'm also saying that don't let what you're hearing about all like this stuff going on with the video games, don't let it like ruin this for you. Because I don't think, I mean, there's fuckery going on in every collecting.
Well, and this did not sell on Heritage. This sold on Comic Connect, I think.
Yes.
So it was not. So the price will not even show up on GPA because GPA doesn't track Comic Connect. So yeah. So you're not. I mean, unless you're like a serious buyer, I mean, like you don't like you're okay. Yeah, I just spent $250,000. I'm resetting the market, but nobody really knows that unless you actually knew that it was sold on Comic Connect. I mean, you're not going to know. People that look at GPA aren't going to know that this sold for $250.
Yeah. Real quick, if you guys are following us on IG, you get some pretty cool stuff every once in a while. And I see a couple people speaking about it in the chat right now. And that is Dinesh's copy, the printer's proof copy of that issue. How about that one, you guys?
That's amazing.
How would that be certified?
Supposedly you got it from Kevin Eastman.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Peter
probably
Lair, so.
Yeah, they would probably have to ask them. I mean, because kind of like what they do for the gobbledygook.
Yep.
Yeah, because none of those are. I mean, that's basically just like generic paper, right?
Yeah, like where it was used, like a photocopier was used to produce that copy.
Yeah. So like like CGC won't even grade them.
Yeah.
Those type of things scare me. A lot.
Yeah, but if you're buying this in a and they do, I'm sure he could reach out to Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird to find out, right? You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that this is absolutely amazing to me that it just survived, that this thing survived. If it like half the back page is missing, it's just got Ninja Turtles written on the cover and like kids handwriting. Like that's so crazy. So what Dinesh said is, I adore this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 printer's proof, perhaps so more so because it looks like it should have been thrown out or already has been a couple times. Allegedly a 1-of-1 used by Kevin Eastman and Peter Lair to proof the book. Can't believe this survived. So
That's
absolutely
insane.
bonkers. Yeah.
Well, I know Mirage was selling a lot of their file issues for I don't remember how long ago, but I've had some friends like buy some stuff from them. Like, so, yeah.
All right. Before we get into the list, I want to again shout out Bird City Comics. They recently announced a cool variant that they are doing for Baltimore Comic Con. I think they have a couple variants they're going to be doing special for Baltimore this year, working with 616. And that is the House of Slaughter convention exclusive by Marco Turin, I believe. And they also have the Goosebumps homage on another favorite book of this channel, Stray Dogs. So make sure you guys keep an eye on their stuff. And for everybody that's going to be meeting up in Baltimore this year, I'm really stoked and looking forward to meeting you all if I haven't met you, and hanging out and scoring good books like this. So make sure you guys check them out if you're heading to Baltimore this year. All right, let's get into the rest of the list. The first honorable mention are quote unquote, vintage book, Amazing Mystery Funnies, #1. And this is interesting to me because it's at first I didn't recognize is that like I can't tell what that is. It's like, it feels like space, but what is this? What's up with this?
I'm not really sure. He's got like an Indian
headdress on. Yeah.
Very strange. I'm not really sure. And it looks like she's like got like a military helmet on, but she's got like, I don't know what she's wearing there.
Yeah.
Well, it says for this Skyrocket Steel cover only. I don't know what that means. But Bill Everett, pencils and inks on the Skyrocket Steel part. And I guess that's Skyrocket Steel, the character. And I've never heard of Skyrocket Steel, but a book from that long ago. And this 1938 is when this is from Centaur, which I've also never heard of.
I think it's I love the cover. I don't know why.
Yeah.
There's not much going on. It's really super simple, but I don't know. It just looks good for some reason. I think it's just the basic, orange, white, and green or something. I don't know. Just something about it looks good.
Yeah, I don't got no funny, stupid shit to say. It's like, it's a cool colors.
Yeah. Yep.
We got to ask Laura why she was picking that. Why she was picking that? Yeah, why she was picking that costume at Baltimore or something.
Yeah.
It's definitely Laura though.
It's weird.
It's just it's like not a lot going on, but it's something about it stands out. I don't know if the feather in his head or I don't know.
Cover Lover actually says something interesting. He says full Latino style. It's almost a Mexican flag. Lowrider cuts full. That I didn't even. Yeah. Wow, great freaking point. That is amazing. Yeah. That is cool. So what's up with this? Did one recently sell?
A CGC 7.5, which is not the highest in the census, but a 7.5 sold for $12,000 this week, which is higher than the highest. The highest sale prior to this was an 8.5 that sold for $9,800 4 years ago. So,
good book that
money.
I never knew of. Yeah, I never knew of this, and I'm glad. I'm glad we looked at this together because I would have never thought of it that way. That is awesome.
Her hands look like bird legs.
Yeah, it is very Flash Gordon-esque too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Flash Gordon.
Yeah, comic book 1962. Great point. Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. All right, the next honorable mention. This is interesting to me. I wish I would have jumped on this sooner. Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, New Spring #1. I used to have a buddy that would tell me that to go read the Wheel of Time series all the time. Back when I was getting into World of Warcraft. So I had a job where I had to stay up late at night and monitor like stuff at work from home. And I would have to stay up super late till like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. sometimes. And it was boring just sitting there. You fall asleep. So I was talking to my boss. My boss goes, go figure out a video game to play. And so I'm like, what video game do you play? And he's like, World of Warcraft. And I'm like, okay. So I start playing World of Warcraft. I get hooked. One of my buddies in World of Warcraft just would talk to me about this Wheel of Time series over and over and over. And he's like, you got to check out Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. And I remember I was getting into Game of Thrones and all that stuff. And he's like, it's very similar to Game of Thrones and how it was done and how Robert Jordan, I guess, passed away before they could end it and all stuff. So anyways, I got into Wheel of Time, and there's been rumors of Wheel of Time popping up and them doing series and all this stuff for a little bit now. And I should have searched this out a long time ago, the Wheel of Time New Spring #1, which is a prequel, I believe, to the Wheel of Time stuff that they did 7 volumes of. Chat, let me know if that's correct. I know there's a lot of Robert Jordan fans out there, Wheel of Time fans out there, but this is a big series for a lot of people.
Yeah, I'd never even heard of this. I had no idea what it was. And Sleepy John sent me a message. And I guess a few weeks ago, there's a Dynamite series that's just called The Wheel of Time. That came out, I guess, a couple years after this mini series or whatever. And like the last issue, like 35, I think, or 34, 35, sells for like $100. Like I had no idea, and it's from Dynamite, like, and just like a regular A cover. I was like, I had no idea what that was. And then I saw this actually came out like 3 or 4 years before that. And they're selling there's a guy on eBay, he's got like 20 of these or something like that. And he's selling them pretty good right now for 30, because as of like 2 days ago, Amazon Prime dropped a trailer for the show that I didn't even know they were doing. So all new to me. Like I was completely lost on this, but yeah, so there's a show and it's coming on Amazon Prime, and now there's a trailer. And if you are into that type of stuff, here you go. Here's some comics for it.
Well, I think we have our first poll of the night. Let's ask did the Wheel of Time fans love the trailer? Oh, there we go. Let's see if there's any Wheel of Time fans out there. Rock that poll. How much is this one selling for, you said?
Like 30. Yeah,
Okay.
30. And then, like I said, some of the Dynamite issues apparently are pretty hard to get, especially later in the run. And you're going to be paying $100, up to $100 on those. So if you're digging back issue bins and you see like some other Dynamite books, some, mid 2010, Vampirellas or Red Sonjas, you might find some of these Wheel of Time books that would be definitely worth picking up.
Yeah. I say pick them up.
I would have never thought of to do ever.
Well, you remember when Game of Thrones started getting super, super crazy, what happened to some of those comics, and I still think that those haven't really hit their peak on some of those books, or how rare they were. I see this having a fan base like Game of Thrones, and depending on how bad the trailer was, as a fan right here, Mark Slack says trailer was weak, looks like cosplayers in the redwoods. Oh, that's heartbreaking, man. I feel bad. I feel bad for you if that's how it really is, man. Being that big of a fan and being like,
so like the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, LARP, a bunch of LARP. What are they called? LARPers. Yeah.
But the Witcher could have like a similar kind of effect too with that.
Yeah,
because they're about to get their second season.
But The Witcher, that first season was badass, and that chick is smoking hot. Whoever that chick is.
I still didn't see Witcher.
Oh, Mel, you got to see it, dude. It's good.
I heard it was great.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian,
really
when you're
good.
talking about Game of Thrones, hard to find Game of Thrones books like this, like number 1 Virgin.
Yes. Let me hold on. Let me let people realize the type of stuff that this person who's holding this book up finds out in the wild.
Yeah, like this is Game of Thrones number 1, the Alex Ross Virgin. Like you just don't see that book.
No. It's got all the different houses on it, and
it's so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. But good stuff. Keep on a lookout for this issue, and let's hope that the trailer was just bad and the series will actually be good, and we'll see what happens. All right, before we get into the top 10, I want to remind everybody to go check out cardstopper.com and comicbarricade.com and use the code word Flipside for 10% off your order. It will save you a lot of hassle, especially in cards. As a matter of fact, I got to hit them up here soon to get me some Cardstoppers. With the whatnot stuff and everything that's going on, I'm going to do I think I'm going to try and do like a late night leaderboard single card sale. And I started sorting all my cards and all the rookies and putting all my Aaron Judges together and my Trouts together and my, Bo Bichette rookies and, all that stuff together. And then I want to just go and look at the leaderboard for that day. And then that night, just go and grab random people off the leaderboard and, start the auction. So I need some Cardstoppers ASAP. So trust me, you guys will love them. Go check them out. Use the code word Flipside to get 10% off your order. All right, number 10, a book that you knew that was going to be on the list either this week or next week, and that's Noctera, the Scott Snyder series, Tony Daniel series that was a little hot out the gate. And now recently with news of the optioning, the books are seeing a nice little jump. What's going on, Ben?
Yeah, so I was actually expecting them to be higher than what they were going for because they were already going for like 15 to 20, and they kind of jumped up to like 30 after Snyder tweeted that they've got basically a TV show locked down. I don't know what network or anything like that, but I was expecting it to actually go higher. But
on whatnot, these go for $40, $50.
Isn't that crazy how that stuff does? I mean, like on different platforms, certain things sell at different prices.
It's a different beast.
Yeah,
many times, different beast.
Don't forget about that secret variant for this cover where the mask is pulled all the way down.
A lot of variants for number one, right? If I remember correctly, there was a ton of variants for
this.
That's
what I'm saying. It's like it's a lot of covers, but you know what? And I just started to realize this rule. Only things everybody's going to care about is cover A.
Cover A is you're never really going to go wrong with cover A.
Yeah.
But I mean, and the fact that I like Tony Daniel art. It reminds me of David Finch a lot. So I like the Tony Daniel stuff. But I do like that. Is it the Jock cover? That
and
one
Boss Logic.
I like those.
Yeah.
But it is hard. It is hard. Like when you type in Noctera 1 on eBay, it's hard to there's like 80,000 covers that pull up on this. It's like,
well, let's do that. Why don't we do that? Noctera 1 and comic books and manga. Let's take a look at what we got here.
What is this story about?
Noctera.
So I know it's a post-apocalyptic world where I think it's something to do with the sun, and so that's why they all have to wear masks when they're out in the going out to find supplies or whatever. I kind of dropped off from reading it, but I read I think the first couple issues when it first came out, but I've read stuff in between that, so I don't remember too much more.
Yeah, the glow in the dark cover.
Yeah, there's a glow in the dark. When we look at that, A, B, C, D, E, F, 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100. How many covers can you possibly have?
Tapped out.
It's got an all black sketch and a regular sketch cover. What the hell?
Yeah, if you got them, congratulations.
Yeah. I stayed out of this run. I didn't buy one single issue, not one. But my loss and your gain if you're selling them, because like you said, they are selling on multiple platforms for a decent little chunk of change.
I gotta find my copies now.
I don't even want to begin to think with Buck. To those that are asking, that my collection is safe, my collection is all the way upstairs. I don't put nothing in the basement. Thank you.
On to the next book, number 10. Number 9. Moon Knight, a sketch variant of number 1 that it's interesting, but I'm just not a John Romita Jr. fan anymore, guys. This is the 1 in 25 second print John Romita Jr. variant.
Bro, he did not do leg day. I mean, my gosh, look at that right leg. That is so bad, right? I mean, his knee is like down by his foot, and man, that is so bad. Like, how does this?
I don't know, man. I'll be honest. I don't know. There's another one coming up that we'll talk about. And sometimes really good artists just have bad days. I get it. But John Romita Jr. has been so bad. He was so good. And he's just been, ever since he did, everything looks like Kick-Ass to me. And just really bad versions of it. It's weird. It's weird. And I used to love John Romita Jr. I mean,
I'm still trying to figure out where his other leg is.
I mean, it's really bad, right? I mean, that right leg is, I mean, it's sickly looking. And I think it's worse because it's in the sketch version that it looks even worse than it did on the color, right?
Well, let's take a look. Did the inker save him?
Is there a full? Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to be hard to get, and Moon Knight variants are all doing well right now, just because they're hard to get. But this is, eesh.
And this is from the present series.
Yeah, the brand new series.
Yeah. Let's see here. Number 1. Let's take a look here.
There are so many covers for that too for the current series. Like,
where the heck is it? I can't find it.
I didn't even realize they did the second print.
Moon stub.
There we go. I found it. All right. So yeah, there is a ton of. Well, what are these? Hold on here. Is this the same series?
It's from 2021. I mean, it's the newest series. I don't. Honestly,
yes.
I feel like they do a new Moon Knight series every year, but
yeah, I don't know, man. Anyways, that JR is just it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah,
to say the least. But I will say this: Moon Knight is cooking stuff. Moon Knight stuff is cooking right now. I was telling the guys on Whatnot, I sold a Werewolf by Night 37. Didn't know it was. Tonight when I went to go grab books, I just grabbed handfuls out of different stacks of boxes and just put a mini box together. And it was random. I pulled a Werewolf by Night 37 out, and it was probably fine to very fine minus at best, and it sold. And people are buying all kinds of Moon Knight stuff, and I don't blame them, because I'll be honest, I think the Oscar Isaac stuff is going to be excellent. I'm really looking forward to it.
That's why I'm holding. The previous Moon Knight series, I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago, with the Marco Rudy variant, that Tedesco, I believe it was Tedesco, the number 2, sick. Where he's like bandaged up. He's fighting all these. That's insane.
Yeah, Edwin Aguilar. I can't post his comment, but he hit it on the head. You guys, hit the live chat if you guys want to see it, or if you're watching this on replay. I'll put the replay chat up. He hit it on the head. It doesn't look like a leg. That's for sure. Yeah. What's it selling for again?
45 to 50. So double ratio. I mean, it still is one of these second printing, incentives. So that's still a thing.
Montana to Rice.
So I'm going to show you guys the regular, and his. I don't know if it was the colorer or the inker. I don't know who saved him, but they definitely tried.
They tried.
Yeah, they definitely tried.
I just want to see the cake come in. At least you tried.
I mean, it's still not great,
no,
for sure, but that sketch just brings out all the extra flaws.
Yeah. But again,
tried.
It's selling. It's moving. If you got one, sell it. That's my saying. especially if it's on this list right now. Every once in a while, you might sell too early, but most of the time, I don't know. I think when people realize how bad that cover is.
Jeez.
Number 8 on the list. This is a weird one to me. This is one of those issues that every once in a while pops up, like the Marvel IDW books. This is Marvel Action Origins number 3, a 1 in 10 Garbowska variant.
I had a feeling this was gonna be popular.
It's a weird cover.
It's not bad.
You like that? The Venom looks super weird to me.
Something about it. I like it. I do like it. It's not bad. I mean, it's not bad.
How much is this selling for?
It has a good layout, but the characters look weird and kind of off.
Yeah, I mean, even just seeing Hulk's thumbnail, I don't know why that just looks weird to me. And toenails, like
I wouldn't pay more than 20 for this.
It's selling for like 20 to 25.
Wow.
But I think the A and the B cover, where A has got like Hulk and then B has got just Venom, and then they combine them on the incentive. I like that's a different artist. It's the artist that's in I think the Venom in that
I don't hate it.
I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't get why people go crazy for these variants, man.
I think Hulk looks like he's like trying out for like Twilight.
Yeah.
The new Twilight series or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just looks
well,
weird.
You hit it on the head. James Lynn says it's written for tweens and early teens.
Well,
do you think tweens and early teens are speculating on that?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
I think Venom's got fewer teeth than I do. Like normally, Venom's got like 85 teeth, and he's only got like 14.
That's no Eric Larson Venom, that's for sure.
Does not own any Supreme.
Yeah, people chasing books for no reason. I don't know. Maybe we'll be eating our words in a couple weeks. I don't know. But it's selling. It's selling.
Hulk with a dollar baseball.
I saw that too. That made me laugh.
They are crazy. I ain't fucking with you. Yeah, that's crazy.
So this next one kind of makes me mad. And I'll show you guys why. This one pisses me off.
What, number 7? Fuck this book?
Number 7 on the list, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy for you Umbrella Academy fans that got this. I'm happy for Umbrella Academy fans that Umbrella Academy Season 3 is coming. And I'm stoked for it. I love what they did with the Umbrella Academy show series. It's really good. And I love the Umbrella Academy comic. I was really big on it when it first came out. I was a semi-fan of like My Chemical Romance, but I think it's cool to have people like Gerard Way or the lead singer of Coheed and Cambria who did a comic also. I love when music and comics cross, right? Mm-hmm. So I loved it at the time. This is the Umbrella Academy Apocalypse Suite hardcover. Thank you, which was given as a 1 per store. But the problem with it is, why do they got to go and use an already like super collectible, tough to find variant that they already did? And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about is this.
Not me.
Super tough to find book that I cherish, right? And now it just feels a little less
special.
Right? Doesn't it just feel a little less special for all you guys that own this book? It feels a little less special to me, like almost like a little less special to where I'm willing to sell it now, and that sucks.
Yeah, and I saw some comments that under the article over at Comic Book Invest, and they were like, "Oh well, my store is selling it for 50 to 60. It's not really selling for that great amount or whatever." Well, yeah, but I mean, it didn't cost them anything, so 50 to 60 is still way more than what the actual cost is. So
yeah,
but I can't imagine spending $50 or $60 on this when you can get you can get like the #1 Apocalypse Suite now, like the variant. I think I saw like a 9.6 or a 9.8 sell the other day for like $40 or something like that. Like I would rather just buy a 9.8 of the #1. Why would you buy this?
Yeah.
It's something new. You know what I mean?
guess.
New.
Yeah,
So
I guess.
this is a hardcover.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
actual hardcover. It's the whole series. It's like a compendium type thing,
Okay. How much
which is
is going
cool.
for?
But
How much is it going for?
like 50 to 60.
Wonder World Comics, Dennis Barger. Thank you, brother. Much love.
You're
Much
good with
love.
every single one.
I appreciate you.
You know, this is one. This I think I had maybe one book on the list this week. By the way.
Oh, and let me do an aside on this. I've been noticing, and we don't do it very often. We may have done it maybe 3 times I can think of. I see a ton of omnibuses and out of print hardcovers selling for huge dollars, like $400, $500, $600, $700.
Yeah.
I don't know much about omnibuses and those type of things, but man, if there's somebody's got to be like just making a fortune walking into those stores that have like all of those omnibuses like half off or something, and they know which ones are out of print, um, and reselling them. I don't know who's doing it, but so just something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, just hopefully they don't reprint it though, or bring it back to print.
Right.
Yeah. AOA, man, do I look that young? Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. 54.
You're not 54.
Fuck.
$54 for this? You're not 54.
I'm the oldest one here, right?
Yeah, of course.
Until you actually figure out my real age.
Yeah, until you figure out who I really am. And I take off my mask like Scooby-Doo.
Pretty sure average is 307.
Yeah. Next book on the list, number 6, Monster Kill Squad from Bad Idea. I don't know much about this. What's going on with this book? Give me a little bit of info on this.
So one, I think the cover is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know who the cover artist is, but it's actually a really good cover.
Yeah.
And they actually use like word bubbles. Like I feel like I haven't seen word bubbles on a cover in like forever. I know it happens, but it feels like, I mean, we used to see it all the time, but yeah, so a Bad Idea. Another #1 selling for 3-4 times cover price. I'm just confused. I'm confused as to one, I thought Bad Idea was not a success and nobody wanted to buy it or buy their books, or they're closing up shop or whatever they're doing. Yet somehow these books keep coming out, and I mean they keep coming out. I mean it's like every 2 weeks there's another book, and people are paying 4 times cover. So I'm confused. Right?
Well,
am I the only one this is confusing to me?
I don't know what to think. Sometimes I feel like it's just collecting, right? It's just
I guess, but I mean, are you going to be going collecting things that are, just have no future? I mean, no. I mean, it just seems weird. I mean, right?
Yeah, I don't know what to think anymore with Bad Idea, man. Like,
cover is fucking awesome.
And then going into cryptocurrency and all that, or like did you hear about that with the first in line buttons or whatever? Like there's some way you're supposed to crack them open, and it's like for something with crypto.
I didn't hear about that. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that.
But it's Lewis LaRosa for this cover.
James.
Okay, that's why it's good then.
James Buck makes a comment. He says, Bad Idea is definitely a success. They are changing their business model and name.
But if it's a success, why on earth would you? I don't know. It just seems something just seems off to me. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like I've told you guys before, I bought ENIAC #1, And number two, and I thought the story was great. I thought the paper quality, I thought everything was high quality.
Yep.
There was nothing. I was not saying, and I'm not saying anything bad about the stories or anything like that. It just doesn't make any sense. You're a brand new company. It's a success from what people say, and then you're like, no, we're going to change and we're going to rebrand and do all this stuff. Like, it doesn't make any. It doesn't. Oh, well, now we're going to have a final five. Well, you've had these stories lined up for like since the company started, and now you're already know that there's a final five. It just seems weird. Like, it seems all. I don't know. I don't want to say too perfect, but everything's too lined up, right?
Well, Ninth Wonders kind of made an interesting statement. Create the game and then expand the product to where everyone can get it. And that is very interesting to me. Josh G, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. He says, happy birthday, Brian. I appreciate it. I'm usually one of those people that never talks about my birthday, but now that I'm getting a little older, it gives me a reason to say thank you to all my friends and family that do wish me a happy birthday. So I appreciate it.
I will say this, is there anything more polarizing among comic collectors than talking about Bad Idea? I mean, it is polarizing, right?
Very polarizing.
Like, people get really mad on both sides.
No.
I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing, but
I do love this get mad about it.
No, I disagree.
There's a lot of people that get really mad about this stuff.
And there's also a lot of people that love it. And there's a lot of people that are just looking at it going like, it's interesting, but I don't know if it's something that I'm going to continue working with. And I don't know. We're talking about it. It's number 6 on the list this week, right?
True. Yeah. And they've had several books on the list. Again, I mean, you never know who's buying these. I mean, is it people buying them that couldn't get them at a local store because they've limited too many? There's not a store close to them that sells them. I don't know. I mean, is this a book that you would want to spend $30 on? I don't know.
But people are. People buy what they want.
Somebody is.
People buy what they want. I mean, hey, more power to them.
Yeah. They also have because there's a shop near me that sells Bad Idea comics, and a lot of their cover prices are like way over like even what DC is charging. Like, I want to say what that whale book was $10.
Yeah, I think this was $6.99. I think this one was $6.99.
Do a poll.
All right. What do you guys want? What do you guys want me to ask? You want me to ask? What's a good question to ask?
Would you pay cover price for a Bad Idea book? I don't know.
Or over cover price.
Or over, either or. I don't know.
Well, I would just love to see how many people out there. Do you still
buy Bad Idea book?
Yeah. Will you buy another Bad Idea book? That is probably the question to ask, right? Because it is so polarizing. It is very polarizing.
Team Dennis and Team Dennis.
Yeah. Let's just ask this. Will you?
Got crazy tonight, man.
Hey, but we can all agree that Louis LaRosa is an awesome artist, right?
Yes, we can agree to that.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I read the first issue of ENIAC #1 finally, and I thought it was really well written too. Like, and it was enjoyable. The art's great inside and outside. So,
oh yeah, the quality of the books is top notch.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We already got 45 votes. Very quick, like 62% saying yes. So this is going to be very interesting. This is what I'm talking about. It is very polarizing, but it's nice to hear from the people who are buying them and from the people who are going into their shops.
I expect this to be no's across the board. That's good.
Yeah, that is good. Listen, again, I'm for anything positive in comics. I get it. Some people look at it like as there's something weird going on here. Some people look at it like, hey, he's thinking outside the box.
That's not thinking about it.
Yeah, we're talking about it. So, and I get everybody's point too. I still get the point. I mean, I would love to know the print run on this stuff. We've gone over this stuff, and it's just not something that they're going to talk about. And I get it. So you're right. Shout out to Hive Comics, Jonathan Hall. Dinesh knows what he's doing. Damn right he does. He definitely does. So.
300 people in the chat. What?
Woo! 300 live. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Absolutely.
If you guys see the poll we just asked, will you purchase a Bad Idea book? And let us know. It's very interesting to hear from you guys,
64,
especially
that's
live. Yeah. So, all right, we'll check on that in a couple of moments. So,
all right.
Monster Kill Squad. Was there any variants for this? Does Bad Idea do variants? They don't, do they?
They don't do variants. They don't do variants.
Unless you count the passive aggressive one.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They weren't supposed to do any variants.
But those were book variants.
That was an interior.
Yeah.
Interior.
Is it really a variant if one was on the East Coast, one's on the West Coast?
Well, it was what was happening on the inside, so it's different. So it's like a choose your adventure almost.
Uniform 13, thanks for the $2 super chat. Uniform 13 says you have to pre-order whole series to buy issue 1.
How is that any different from Marvel throwing shit at the wall, seat of the sticks?
It's not.
It's not. But I will say, when ENIAC 1 came out, I actually talked to a retailer in Chicago that was carrying them, and he did give me some. He was an actual retailer that was buying them, and his concerns were real, and he said he brought those up to Dinesh, and they were legitimate concerns for the retailers themselves. So it's not all rainbows and butterflies with the way this stuff is all rolled out. So so I get it on the people that like this stuff. Just know that some of the stores that are actually selling these aren't all 100% on board. They're still selling them, but they're not happy with the way the stuff went down. So just know that there is legitimate concerns out there with this.
Yeah. All right, number 5. Let's get to the halfway point on the list. A absolutely gorgeous cover right here that I wish I had one. I wish I had 2 or 3 of. Hell, America number 12 from the 2018 series. Just beautiful cover art right here.
Yeah, so I mean, people have kind of they've been getting these last issue Marvel here for a little bit now, and this one had been selling pretty decent, like $20 to $30. Which is pretty good. But for some reason, this week it's now selling for $75. I'm not sure why. If somebody else has some
fucking gorgeous cover,
it is
last issue. It's great.
Look how
and we're approaching, America's appearance in the MCU, so I'm sure that has a lot to do with it too.
I had like 4 in my cart. And I was like, they'll be there. So yes, fuck this book. But it's a gorgeous book. It is a gorgeous book that I wish I had. 70. Tap that.
How much?
75.
Wow.
It's a great book. Great looking cover.
Hey, and I posed this question, and this week I had a lot of questions. I'm going to be honest. There's a lot of books that are things that don't make a lot of sense to me. So when I ask questions, it's a lot of times it's my weird mind just trying to wrap my head around logic sometimes. And I know logic gets thrown out the window some on this, but this character really, she can't hold a series by herself at all. I mean, not even remotely. I mean, I get that people are spending a lot of money on this America stuff, but I would proceed with caution, to be honest. I mean, I get that this is a really nice cover. But investing in a character that's not really got a huge broad appeal. I mean, she can't hold a series at all. That's a big red flag for me. Like when you're talking about investing like thousands and thousands of dollars on her first appearance, or maybe even that Art Adams number 2 or whatever. Yeah.
There's a couple really good covers in there.
Yeah. So when you're
allow me to play Ben's advocate here. What Marvel comic can't hold a series? Certainly not Moon Knight.
Well, Moon Knight's she at least made it to 45. I mean, right. America can't even come close to that. So, I mean, 4 years is
I'm
pretty good.
I'm talking Moon Knight. You said Moon
Oh,
Girl.
Moon
Girl,
no, Moon Knight. I mean, Moon Knight just keeps having
Moon
new
Knight holds a
series.
series. Yeah, they just keep filling it.
17 issues.
Yeah, but I mean, America's only had what two series.
Yeah,
Ultimates. She was good in Ultimates.
Yeah, and she may be good as a team player, which is fine.
Yes.
But as a standalone character, which
right.
when you're spending thousands.
What about She-Hulk?
Well, we don't know about She-Hulk.
She-Hulk may or may.
I don't know if she could hold a series right now.
She
we'll
did
find
hold
out
a series.
soon,
right? She did in the 90s. I mean, that went to issue 60, 70, whatever it went to, 50. I don't know what it was. Way more than 12. 12 is like basically, hey, we did this for 3 months and it's failed.
But wasn't this around the same time period when Marvel was doing that anyways, like cutting off a lot of?
They were just rebooting shit to get fucking people to buy fucking retail variants for #1.
Or just to end like a series and then start up a new one and then change out like writing team or whatever, or creative team.
Like I said, I only mention it because I just think it's a tread lightly character because she does not have that broad appeal. I would say outside of the speculation people, I would say that there's hardly anybody that even knows who this character is.
And I would agree.
Here's a great, we'll end the current poll, which was the bad idea question. There was 129 votes on will you purchase a bad idea book. 55% say yes, 45% say no. So very close poll there. We'll end that and we'll ask this. Let's ask if America is long-term spec worthy, right? Is America Chavez?
That's not a fair question because she's in the MCU. She's going to be around for a while.
Well, maybe not. I mean, there's a lot of characters that they bring in for really short periods and then they're gone. You don't really hear much from them.
Yep. And if she can't hold a series without being in a team, can she hold a TV show by herself?
Yeah. Okay, I see a vision.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I buy plenty of books just based on covers, and this is a cover.
Oh, for sure.
Book if I've ever seen one. But is the character worth putting some decent investing money into long term?
I think a third option should be there saying, "I come back. Ask me later. Or let me think about it." This is a let me think about it question. Like, I mean, it's a very, very good question.
Yeah, and Angel just asked Angel B asked, can Kate Bishop hold a series? I am super, but I think so.
Yeah, I was about to ask that question, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
has she had a single series, like a solo comic?
I'm not sure.
The Hawkeye.
The Hawkeye.
It was just her solo. It was no Clint wasn't in that at all.
That's a good question. I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that question.
I'm not saying people were buying it just for Clint, but I'm just saying. I mean, and again, that was what 12 issues to 15, maybe.
I don't know how many issues that went.
Kate held that Hawkeye series. I mean, half the people that bought that run were buying it because they love that Kate Bishop character, right? I know we're all high on it right now because of the David Aja covers, but
you talking about the faction?
Yeah,
I mean the faction.
Matt Fraction run.
Yeah. I mean, how many issues did that go? And she was in all of that, right? Or almost all of, almost in all the issues.
Yeah. Shout out to James and Jonathan at Hive Comics.
This poll shit is the best thing fucking coming to YouTube.
Yeah.
So we'll give the poll another book here, and after this next book, we'll come back and check at it. But I like this book. I think it's a great cover, and I think this one I might hold on to for selfish purposes. But that being said, this next book is very cool book to me, and you guys will find out shortly. Shout out to Chloe's Comic Swag, who he is just doing cool stuff on Instagram. I really appreciate what he's got going on over there, and he talked about this book and Dave Stevens and how great Dave Stevens is. And I think we're on a Dave Stevens kick lately, and that's Star Slayer #2, Log of the Jolly Roger. But this is not, I mean, we're not buying this book for Star Slayer, right? And not buying this book for the cover. We're buying this book for the Dave Stevens Rocketeer art little preview in the back. First appearance of Rocketeer. And there's been some news that have dropped recently that they might be revisiting Rocketeer. So
yes. Nice. I think it's actually confirmed, right?
Yeah,
that it will be a Disney Plus show.
Yes.
Yeah. And what is the back cover? Because the back cover of this is Dave Stevens. What does the back cover look like?
So I'm going to show you guys something cool because I told Chloe's Comic Swag to watch tonight because I've got something kind of cool about this book that I have. This will be my second. I have 2 books on. Well, I don't own #7, the hardcover, but I own the variant that it's based off of, and then I own this book, but I own a special version of this book, and I'll show you guys this. This is kind of cool. This is my Star Slayer #2.
Nice.
This is a book that I bought probably for $1 or $2 because I knew it had the Rocketeer appearance in it. And I'm a huge Dave Stevens fan, so I knew about that. And I took it home and checked it out. Here's the back cover.
Oh, that's tight.
All right.
Yeah, that's a great cover.
But what's even greater about this is when you find it, you open it up. Hold on here.
Is he in the book? There's a shattered bin right there.
And
here's where he is in the back. He's in the preview in the back. All right. Look at that right there.
Is it signed by Dave Stevens?
9/17/83, signed by Dave Stevens.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is a treasure of mine in beautiful condition.
How would CGC grade that?
I don't know. It would probably be green labeled, and it would say,
name written on page.
That would suck.
Yeah, that would suck. But that's why it hasn't been graded yet, to be honest, because it is grade worthy.
I figured you.
Yeah, and
or if they're grading so fast they missed it, so it could end up a blue label.
Yeah, well, I almost missed it. Other than I was showing a buddy, I was like, "Yeah, this is why you want this book," and I went, "Holy shit!" I was like, "You're never gonna freaking believe this." I'm a huge Dave Stevens fan. I own 2 pieces of signed material from him. I own that. And I own the another Dave Stevens piece where he signed it on the cover. And he signs it just Dave Stevens, not in cursive or anything. It's cool. I mean, Dave Stevens is like one of the GOATs. You like the top 10, he's up there in the top 10 to me. And he should get more love. He's starting to get more love. The Space Vixens book, people are looking for that Space Vixens book. They're looking for his covers all the time. But the Rocketeer is like, there's another level of collectors when it comes to the Rocketeer stuff. There's a little bit of that, like that space. What do they call it? We just talked about it with the Wonder Woman stuff.
Oh, cyberpunk?
Steampunk?
Yeah, steampunk.
Steampunk.
Rocketeer feels like the beginning of steampunk, right? And then it's Disney. So you got Disney fans, and you got kids that grew up on that movie.
That's cool. I was one of those kids that watched that like way too many times as a kid.
I've never seen Rocketeer.
Yeah, Planet Arizona Comics. Why are you giving away cornbread, bro? You're not supposed to talk about that book.
Yeah, so I was going to show you this too while we're talking about Rocketeer. Dennis showed me this and actually gave me one of these. And this is unused Dave Stevens art. Like, it's not the cover of any comic. So this is really cool. And it's from Comico. It's Comico Attractions. And it's actually like an order form, but that is Dave Stevens art that is not used on a comic cover anywhere else. But it's basically exactly like a comic, just no gut. There's nothing in the gut. So it's got like a back, and a front, and you open it up, and it's just like advertisements for Comico from back then.
That's cool.
But,
Oh wow.
But yeah, so it's Dave Stevens' art though, which is never I've never seen it before. So, but it's got Rocketeer on it, so it's really cool. So if you ever run into something like this,
JG Max said IDW used it.
IDW used that one.
I hope so, because it's damn good. Even if they did, it's still cool to have. King of the Golden State says, just chiming in to say Rocketeer movie is a classic. I agree too. Wonderworld Comics says, used for Amazing Heroes magazine. That's what they used it for. There you go. Cool stuff. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Now, that being said, what is this selling for right now again?
So it was selling for like 15 to 25 raw. Graded 9.6 and 9.8 are selling for like 150 to 300. Now they're selling for 50 to 60 raw. A 9.6 sold for 200, but there has not been a 9.8 sale since the news came out about Rocketeers. So we'll wait to see what the next 9.8 sale is. But yeah, so it's basically raws have gone up 2 to 3 times. And 9.6s are already, 30% higher than what they were before.
317 live. Thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Sorry. I just looked at the census. There's a 199.
Wow.
Of this?
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Everybody hanging out with us, thank you for doing so. We appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and make sure to hit that bell. We drop new content daily. Amazing stuff. Collectors making content for collectors. Great community over here, and we hope you will be part of it. Let's get on to this next book, but before we do, I want to let's bring up our poll. Is America Chavez worth specking on long term? 113 votes, 57% say yes. We got 121 now, 59% say yes. So very close poll there too.
Yeah,
man, these polls have been close tonight. Very close.
The people are talking tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So good stuff. Thank you guys. We appreciate you guys taking part on this. This is amazing information. All right, this next book. Speaking of Dennis and Wonderworld Comics. This book has a lot of people talking this week, and this is a special one. Number 3 on the list this week is the Ultimate Fallout 4 number 4 facsimile edition, the Jevic variant out of 1,000. The Marvel re-releasing the Ultimate Fallout 4 just has been a lot of people talking about this for all over the place. Back rooms.
You give you 5 minutes for the haters to come in.
Yeah, right. Back rooms, chats, Facebook groups. Everybody's talking about this stuff. And
Dennis just said it was 3K, the print run.
Oh, 3K. Sorry, 3K. Thank you, sir. 3K. This is a cover that people are coveting like crazy right now. We know what the Ultimate Fallout 4 the actual variant sells for with the trade dress. It sells for ridiculous money in high grade. I think we've seen 10 grand sales. And Marvel is playing heavy on Miles right now. We have the Miles variants that are coming out. Cop that Iron Man number 12 Raza that's coming out next week or September 12th, I believe. Make sure you guys look at that. We've got the Miles variants that are happening. We have the Ultimate Fallout 4 facsimile editions that are being sold. We have a new Miles costume that they're touting, and you're seeing all these exclusive Miles. Miles right now is just primed. And we have Edge of Spider-Verse, the sequel, coming out soon. So
where do you start?
I don't know, because we still have the live action coming.
I was 2 years ago speaking with Negro. I was so against live action Miles Morales. Now with the pass of Chadwick Boseman, it has to be done. I've said this many times. I would like for him to have stayed animated because it's so much more story you could tell on an animated level, and it reached out to so many more people on an animated level. You don't have to age the character. You don't have to age the character up in an animated level, but he has to and will appear in live action. And again, as a collector, where do you start? Do you start with a UF4 9.8? Do you start with the Derevich UF4 9.8? Do you start with a facsimile? Where do you start as a new collector?
I think there's a lot of collectors out there that ask that same thing, and that's why that these are selling so well, because it's giving people a chance to own those books. It's also giving people a chance to read the original, Miles stuff on how it was coming out. It wasn't, if you remember correctly, at that time when this character came out, I don't think it was very positive at the time. I felt like it was just like, it was kind of like almost missed, right? And then he slowly started, people started connecting with the character and loving the character, and he became the Spider-Man for a lot of young people. But back then, it was kind of just, it really wasn't talked about. I mean, look where they introduced him. Like, they introduced him in a weird place, the Spider-Verse and all that stuff, and was going on also around the same time, if I remember correctly. And it was just a lot of weird stuff going on at that time.
People hated Miles when he first came out.
Yes. Oh, yes.
People's always gonna hate with something new. Just like the costume. I'm not a fan, but I'm sure it'll catch on, and it'll become the shit. It'll become the thing that. But anything new, people hate. People just hate on anything new, especially if you change the wheel.
Yeah. So when you're looking at this, okay, so I know there's a lot of people that are like, no, this is just a facsimile. This is just a reprint. Don't buy this, whatever. And that's fine. I mean, you can, whatever. But I'm confused on the pricing. So so it's selling for, like what, 75 to like 70, like 50 to 75, something like that, or 75, whatever. But you can the Lamole is not the first print, obviously, and people are spending like 300 on that. Then you even just talk about the regular second print of Ultimate Fallout 4. I mean, that's just a reprint. People are spending big money on that too. Like, it's hard to tell where the price should actually be on a lot of these reprints, especially when you're kind of reusing the same original covers and stuff like that. I don't know what the right answer is. I mean, it seems weird. Like, if you're going to buy the Lamole, why wouldn't you could buy 4 of these for the same price as the Lamole variant. So, I mean, and neither one of them were obviously produced when Ultimate Fallout 4 came out. So, I mean, they're both just reprints, like years later. So, I mean, is there real? Yeah, okay, the Lamole may be more rare, but it's the same book. So, like,
here's another thing though, and I don't know how I feel about this. Like, here's the Mike Mayhew edition where he did his version of it. It's the same book basically. Like, I don't listen. I love Mike Mayhew. I'm a big fan.
Let me see the Mayhew.
So here's the Mayhew.
Identical. Like,
they're identical, yeah. And I guess that's another thing that a lot of people are saying is some of these books are identical, but like, look at that. That is identical.
Let me see yeah, it's gonna confuse a lot of people.
So that being said, I think it's a weird question right now. I will say that. I definitely will say that there's some weird stuff going on, and people are definitely talking about it. But there's just as many people talking about it. Like, I love it. I think it's great. I think it gives me a chance to buy this book and this and that. But there's also a lot of people saying, "Hey, this seems kind of weird to me." Also, here I'm gonna say it also. Like, at some point, when you have the exclusives. The retail exclusives and they're copying each other, like, does not Marvel tell somebody like, hey, this guy's doing this and this guy's doing something very similar? Don't they just say, hey, just so you know? Like, I don't know how that works. I'd love to know how that works. I'm sure some of the retailers out there who hedged their bets on this when they found out that there was comics, their covers that were similar, were hot, were very hot. I don't know, man. It's a weird thing. I will say people have been talking about it. It's been one of the number one things people have been talking about for a while now. So good stuff. Good stuff. Keep people talking. At least that's it.
Yeah.
I'm glad Dennis came out with this version. Honestly, you know, I'm never gonna spend like the price for the 1 in 25. So that's the reason why I bought it. I mean, even if I did save up enough money and like sold a bunch of books, I wouldn't spend that much money on it.
It was like 25 grand.
Yeah, for a 9.8 or something like that, or even in the lower grade, I wouldn't spend like, you know, that much. Like I feel like I could use my money for something better. But you know,
like a house.
Yeah, exactly. Don't tell everyone what I'm saving up my money for. But yeah.
A new coffin to sleep in. Yeah.
Somebody, King of the Golden State, sent me something real quick that's very interesting. That I do want to bring up because he sent it to me right now, and it's kind of blows me away. You're seeing stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like
it's really. I mean, like,
is that a sold listing?
Is that sold? Is sold?
I don't know if it's sold. Sorry you missed out on this item. Yeah, sold.
I mean,
where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Well, I mean, that you think about it, I mean, Marvel's been putting out, like, you know, that New Mutants 98. You know, they've been reprinting a lot of these books, and they sell for good money.
Yeah, there was no lie there. It is a reprint.
I don't know who's. I mean, I don't know who's buying them. I don't know if it's just like wives buying them for their husbands, thinking they're buying something really cool or something. I don't know, but it seems odd. I mean, this is, you know, I can understand spending more on, you know, something limited like this, but just like the regular, you know, it's just a reprint. Like, I get it, but I would never spend $100 on a reprint. That's just, I mean, that it's not like a second print or something that happened way back when the book came out. I mean, that was what, 2000. I mean, it's been over a decade now. 15 years. I mean, this was like forever ago.
A lot of people are asking in the chat, what's the print run on this? Because I did mess up and I said 1,000. I apologize.
Well, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, we actually have Dennis in the chat, and he says 3,000, 1,500 for him, 1,500 from Brett at Sailfish, and they both sold out.
Okay, so it was 3,000.
This will probably be the only one that sells out, by the way.
So I will update. I will make a note and update my error on, because I thought it was 1,000.
Planet Arizona Comics asked the question: why would you spend 100 on a reprint that has multiple buys now for cover price?
It could be fuckery afoot. It could be fuckery afoot. Trying to set the market. This is why I don't really fuck with eBay pricing anymore.
How many of those regular facsimile editions did they print? Do we know?
Gosh, there's got to be a truckload of them.
Why couldn't they? There was so much they could have done. They could have put reprint on there somewhere, right?
Yeah, it looks very similar to the original.
Well, here are the two things that they changed. They changed the barcode so it doesn't say 004. It says 001111, and then the Marvel symbol at the top corner it's. I don't think it's red behind the background or something like that instead of like the gray or black.
To a new collector, sees that a 9/8 slab.
Yeah,
this is 1,200 on it. They're gonna first think, oh, that's just a fucking steal.
Well, I mean,
it's a very dangerous game.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully, like though that CGC will put on the label facsimile.
It looks at barcodes.
Yeah. I look at the barcode. You got to find out for those newsstands, man.
You're seasoned. You're a seasoned vet.
Hey, 324 live seasoned vets right now in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us, guys.
26 haters.
Yeah.
Drunken Chat is coming soon. Got a very special guest on Drunken Chat. The creator of Gun Honey. I don't want to keep him waiting, so I might not be here.
No, that's a big deal. Big Adam Hughes book. We've got 2 more books to go through, you guys. Thank you for hanging out. We appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get it on to number 2. This was the other book I was talking about on the list that the art just seems. Now, it's not as bad as Mike Deodato's Bad Day on the A cover. But what's up with her face? She looks like one of those things from what is that James Cameron movie, Avatar? She looks like an Avatar person.
She do.
Yeah. If her face was better, this book would be way more well received. But I mean, we've been talking about, I think everybody that's read anything that I've written, they know. Yeah, everybody knows that that I 100% support this being the first appearance of Riri, not number 9. That's not because I have a stack of them to sell. It's just because if you rewind back to that when these books came out, number 7 was definitely the first appearance, and then when number 9 came out, all the people that missed out on number 7 were the ones that were screaming, "Oh no, number 9 is the first appearance." And then when Marvel put the third print on this one and specifically said this is the first appearance of Riri Williams, and then the multiple or after the subsequent printings on number 9 only said featuring Riri Williams. That's when it should have been a done deal.
It's not a done deal because, like you said, people was quote unquote out with 7. They had a chance to get 9, and they scrambled to get 9. A couple of fake sales on eBay, and it is what it is now. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. So, but this one is, I mean, so the number 9 variant is where you would kind of compare this one. CG census numbers are more similar than you would think. I know everybody says, "Oh, number 9 is impossible to find." CGC numbers are pretty similar on the two books. So don't think that it's this one is way easier to find, because it's not. But this one is finally 9/8 are now 1,100 for this. 9/8 for number 9 variant are at 3,500. That's a huge gap. I would expect that gap to continue to close.
Is this also? Oh, sorry. Is this also a qualifier?
I do not know if it was a I'm not a retailer.
It is a qualifier, according to shout out to Immortal Idiots. Yeah.
Hey, but like I said, I look at CGC numbers, and like I said, they're very similar. This has like 300 9/8 and like 180 or 150 9/6s, and number 9 has like 150 9/8 and 190 9/6s. So between the 9/8 and 9/6s, they're maybe 100 copies different. Which is basically a non. It's basically the same. So.
Yeah. Woman of Power variant. Yeah. Well, I don't think that the question to me anymore is if 7 or 9 is the first or not, but I think the real question is which would you rather have, right? It's getting to that point. Like, does the cover make it bad enough to where you don't want it because you'd rather have the 9? I don't know, but
yeah, I mean, nine's not great either. I mean, all 7A and B suck. 9A and B suck. I mean, 9B is, I guess, slightly better, but it's not her on the cover. So I mean, it's not like you're like, oh, well, Riri's right there on the cover. No, the 9 variant, that's not her. So, I mean, it's just kind of a random, what was it, Age of Apocalypse or something like that? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
So. I mean, it's not. I mean, they're not that great.
I had a 9B and I sold it because I just didn't care about it. Like, I was just like kind of like it started popping, and I was like, because I bought a brick of this run mainly to get
Women of Power exceed 90% of the orders for Invincible Iron Man number 5, with orders for Invincible Iron Man 7 regular cover, and its variant is all you want. Who the fuck is doing all that?
What was the?
I'll buy all you want if you had
90% of Invincible Iron Man 5 with orders of Invincible Iron Man 7. Nobody knew about 7. Nobody cared about 7. People checked out of the series early on.
No, I would like to go back, and I guess I've never really done this. I've never gone back to like the previews that would have been soliciting this, whether or not it was like one of their diamond gems or whatever they had in the previews back then. to see if it was something that they were really pushing hard. But I mean, I remember back then, nobody had this, because once it finally came out, people were like, "Oh crap!"
I remember being on the legendary Mighty Unpressable Defects podcast and talking about Invisible Iron Man 7. And who the fuck is going to care about Riri in 5 years? Well,
Yeah.
Whoops.
Whoa.
Wookie Fodder, he has not forgot. We've got one more book, and we're going to head on over to Drunken Chat immediately following. So here we go. Let's get in our last book. But before we do, James Lynn, thank you so much for the $5 Super Chat poll. 9A versus 9B. We don't have much time, but I will throw the poll up. Let me help you guys out. Let's see I
got to go check on again. I'm going to check out you guys. I see you guys over there in a minute. Ben, love you. I got to catch up with you earlier. Keep doing those boxes. Aaron, Brian, see you over there in a second. I got to check out.
All right. Sounds good, brother. Email. All right. On to number one book of the week. A book that a lot of people really didn't know about, which surprised me because of how hot this book is. But everybody was trying to get, and that is Stray Dogs, the one per store cover gallery book. Which is awesome that they're doing it, that nobody really knew about it much. Shout out to Tony Fleece and Trish Forstner, just totally killing the game still. And Stray Dogs is a great book. And this book is super popular right now, fetching 100 to 125 raw, which is nuts.
Yeah, and I think this wasn't supposed to come out until next week, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, and because I saw pre-sales were saying, week of 9/8 or 9/9 or whatever, and then this just has the covers in it, right? There's no story to it, right?
Yeah, it's just the covers as far as I know. Dennis, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. He says, guys, I love what you do. Keep it up. Thanks for number 3. You got it, brother. Appreciate you and everything you do. Shout out again to Josh G that says, snag this for $45. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. So Edwin said it's just a book with all the covers. So I guess it's kind of cool because there are some good covers on this. So I guess rather than spending the hundreds and hundreds of dollars, trying to get those, I guess if they're all in here,
it could be like a checklist too, kind of thing.
right.
Hey, you remember when Marvel Zombies did the cover hard? There was all the covers in a hardcover, and people were buying it because it had a variant. It had an Arthur Sidum homage cover that wasn't done on the comics, and then they did a second print of it which had another cover that wasn't done on the covers, and I think they did a third print of it which had another special cover that he did. So if you wanted all those, you had to get those books, and people bought them, including myself. So I love stuff like this. Hive Comics says, so Super Chat is where you go to bribe the guys for insider info, right? Nah, you don't got to do that, Hive. We love you over here. We give it to you for free.
Yeah, we give all our information for free, right?
Yeah. So that being said, I'm happy that they put this out. I'm happy to anybody that got it. I heard some people even get it for as low as $10. So those comic shops that are out there that are showing love to their regular buyers and hooking them up, shout out to them. Invite to Raid says $24 for a copy. Good for that. Is awesome. That's super cool.
For sure.
Yeah. And another super chat just rolled in. Thank you, Chad Cave. Go get some conditioner for those locks, McClay. Happy cake day, bro. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Man, Chad loves your hair. Like he loves.
They all do, brother. They all do it. It's like the opposite of kryptonite, bro.
It's like Thor, man. Like
That's why I don't cut it. It's all my power is in my hair.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that I used to have long hair, and then the only reason why I didn't cut it was because I was just concentrating on guitar, and then like my ongoing joke was like I just keep on getting better as my hair gets longer, and then I cut it off, and then like I'm not playing the instrument anymore. So
when you got this ugly of a face, you got to have something that chicks dig, dude, and they dig the hair, man. Let me tell you,
they love it.
So I'll keep rocking it as long as they keep letting me know. So, listen, thank you guys for hanging out with us. This was a great night. We appreciate the hell out of everyone here. Make sure you guys follow, hit us with a like, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And thank you for everybody for the birthday wishes. And I appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you that hung out in the whatnot before. Keep a follow on all the guys that rock with Flipside. Get a follow on everybody that's in our community that's over on Whatnot. You'll know if they're part of the community because you'll see them here, you'll see them over there. Become part of this community. And that being said, thank you again. Make sure to go to comicbookinvest.com every Friday to get the new list, and just make comicbookinvest.com one of your favorite sites because it is the wizard of now. And some of the best articles and best writers are doing amazing work over there. Comicbookinvest.com. Stray Dogs Trade is out 9/15. Thank you, Trish. We appreciate you a ton. Peace.